History doesn't repeat betrayal by accident. It follows three laws. From Caesar stabbed 23 times by his best friend, to Nixon destroyed by his own tapes. Every betrayal follows the same pattern. In this video, we break down Law 2, Law 14, and Law 15. The three laws that predict who will betray you, how they'll do it, and why mercy gets you killed. Stay till the end. The third law is the one almost everyone breaks. Law 2 says this: the ones closest to you are the most dangerous, because they're the only ones close enough to land the blow. Julius Caesar didn't die at the hands of an enemy. He died at the hands of Marcus Brutus, a man he'd pardoned, promoted, and treated like a son. Caesar had defeated Brutus on the battlefield at Pharsalus. He could have executed him. Instead, he forgave him. He gave him power in the Senate. That forgiveness became the weapon. On the Ides of March 44 BC, a group of senators, Brutus among them, surrounded Caesar in the Senate chamber. 23 wounds. The fatal one, historians believe, came from someone he trusted enough to turn his back on. Here's the law in practice. Strangers have to earn your trust before they can hurt you. Friends already have it. They don't need to earn access. They already have the access. That's what makes proximity the most dangerous currency in any relationship of power. This isn't paranoia, it's math. The people with the most opportunity to betray you are, by definition, the people closest to you. Caesar's mistake wasn't trusting Brutus. It was assuming loyalty was permanent once given, instead of something that has to be continuously earned, watched, and tested. Every empire, every company, every friendship group has a Brutus in it. The law doesn't tell you who, it tells you where to look. Law 14 flips the first law inside out. If proximity is the deadliest weapon, then the smartest move isn't to defend against it, it's to use it. Get close, gather intelligence, stay friendly the entire time. Richard Nixon understood this instinctively. In 1972, operatives connected to his re-election campaign broke into the Democratic National Committee headquarters at the Watergate complex, planting bugs, photographing documents, gathering intelligence on political opponents under the cover of normal political operation. But here's the twist that makes this story different from every other spy story in history. Nixon didn't just use this law on his enemies, he used it on himself. He had every conversation in the Oval Office recorded, a surveillance system meant to protect him, to give him leverage, to document his own version of events. Instead, those tapes became the evidence that destroyed his presidency. When the courts forced their release, the recordings proved he'd known about the cover-up from the start. The man who mastered the law of watching others got taken down by the one system he forgot was watching him. That's the danger baked into Law 14. Intelligence gathering only protects you if you control what it reveals. The moment the surveillance turns on you from inside your own camp, you've handed your enemies the exact weapon you built. Nixon resigned in August 1974, not because someone betrayed him with a knife, because his own recorded words did. Now go back to Caesar. Because his death wasn't just proof of Law 2, it was a direct violation of Law 15. Caesar was known across Rome for his clemency. When he defeated Pompey's forces at Pharsalus, he didn't execute the officers who'd fought against him. He forgave them. Brutus was one of them. Cassius, another of the assassins, was another. This was seen at the time as strength, magnanimity, the mark of a great man who didn't need to destroy his enemies to prove his power. It was also his death sentence. Law 15 is brutal in its logic. A half-crushed enemy is worse than one you never fought at all, because now they have both the motive and the memory. Caesar's mercy didn't buy loyalty. It bought resentment with a long memory and access to a knife. This is the law almost everyone gets wrong, because mercy feels virtuous. It feels like the moral high ground. And in personal life, it often is. But in a contest for power, an enemy left standing is an enemy who will eventually calculate that finishing the job is worth the risk. Caesar gave his enemies the one thing they needed to destroy him: time, access, and a reason to resent him instead of fear him. Total victory isn't cruelty for its own sake. It's the removal of the conditions that make betrayal possible. 3 laws, 1 pattern. Law 2 tells you where the danger comes from: proximity, not distance. Law 14 tells you how it operates: under the cover of friendship, sometimes even your own. Law 15 tells you what happens when you don't finish what you start. Mercy without resolution just delays the reckoning. But here's the stoic layer underneath all of it. None of these laws are about becoming cruel or paranoid. They're about seeing clearly. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best revenge is not to become like your enemy. These laws aren't permission to be ruthless. They're a warning against being naive. Real strength doesn't ask permission, and it doesn't perform trust it hasn't tested. If this made you see history differently, follow for more. The next one will change how you see loyalty itself.